Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, Israeli intelligence satellite photographs indicate construction of an advanced long-range missile factory in Syria with clear similarity to Iranian plans across the Islamic Republic. Iranian President Hassan Rouhani declares that Iran could abandon its nuclear agreement with world powers within hours if the United States were to impose any more new sanctions on the Islamic Republic. A new report indicates that the most victims of religious violence and persecution across the Middle East, as well as North Africa and Pakistan, are Christians, with another report pointing to an estimated casualty number of more than 300 Christians murdered for their faith every month. A top Israeli security delegation is scheduled to travel to the United States this week as part of a joint effort by Jerusalem and Washington to cooperate on tackling regional challenges. Among the Israeli delegation are senior intelligence officials, including Mossad Director Yossi Cohen. The Israeli delegation is expected to meet with U.S. National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster, his deputy Dina Powell, and Trump's Middle East envoy Jason Greenblatt, among other senior officials. The meetings are expected to focus on the security situation in Syria and Lebanon, as well as Iran's growing influence across the region. A senior intelligence official told TV7 that the meetings were planned in advance as part of ongoing coordination between the United States and Israel with regard to regional challenges, which the official emphasized is a vital component in Israel's efforts to preserve its national security interests. Meanwhile, an Israeli intelligence satellite took photographs from Syria that shows a plant that intelligence officials believe is a manufacturer of advanced Scud missiles currently being built in the war-torn country, with experts pointing to great similarities between this plant and operational plans in the Islamic Republic of Iran, a fact that suggests involvement of Iranian experts within Syria. Pictures taken by the Israeli satellite near the coastal town of Banias in northern Syria shows construction on the alleged missile plant, which intelligence officials believe began last year and will probably be completed by the end of 2017. Meanwhile, in Turkey, Chief of Staff of the Iranian Armed Forces Major General Muhammad Bakeri held talks with his Turkish counterpart, General Hulusi, in Ankara. According to an Iranian official, Turkey's military activities in Iraq and Syria were among the main issues discussed, as well as the fight against an outlawed group in Iran, the Party of Free Life of Kurdistan, or PJAK, an organization that has links to Turkey's militant Kurdish Workers' Party, the PKK. During the top Iranian military officer's visit to Turkey, General Bakeri also met with Turkish Defense Minister Nurettin Çanikili. Now to Tehran, where Iranian President Hassan Rouhani declared that Iran could abandon its nuclear agreement with world powers within hours if the United States were to impose any more new sanctions on the Islamic Republic.
ایران در مدت زمانی کوتاه نه در مقیاس هفته و ماه بلکه در مقیاس ساعت و روز به شرایطی بسیار پیشرفته تر از زمان شروع مذاکرات باز خواهد گشت.
Addressing the Iranian parliament live on state television, Rouhani accused U.S. President Donald Trump of ignoring international agreements and breaking his word on the Paris Climate Accord, as well as other trade deals, trying to depict the United States and its leader as a bad partner and unreliable negotiator.
جهانیان در ماه‌های اخیر به وضوح دیدند که این ایالات متحده آمریکا و به ویژه در دوران ریاست جمهوری آقای ترامپ است که توافقات بین المللی را نادیده میگیرد و علاوه بر بدعهدی مستمر و مکرر در برجام از توافق پاریس تا توافق با کوبا، از نفتا تا توافق مشارکت با ماوراء اقیانوس آرام را زیر پا گذاشته است و به دنیا و حتی متحدین خود نشان داده است که ایالات متحده نه شریک خوبی است.
The Islamic Republic of Iran claims that the new sanctions the United States has imposed on it was a clear breach of the nuclear agreement that was signed in 2015 with the United States, Russia, China, France, Britain, plus Germany, in which Tehran agreed to curb its nuclear program in return for the lifting of most economic sanctions. The United States, however, imposed unilateral sanctions on the Islamic Republic. Then, after it alleged an Iranian breach of the nuclear agreement, termed the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, stressing that Iran's ballistic missile tests violated a United Nations resolution. The U.S. allegations pertaining to the Iranian violations are based on Resolution 2231, paragraph 3 of Annex B, which calls upon Iran not to undertake any activity related to ballistic missiles designed to be capable of delivering nuclear weapons, and including launches using such ballistic missile technology for at least 8 years after the adoption date of the nuclear agreement. Since the adoption of the treaty, however, Iran has conducted several ballistic missile tests which are capable of carrying a nuclear payload, while rejecting any claims of violating the nuclear agreement, considering the wording of the text, which Tehran interprets as an advisory rather than a conclusive demand, thus accusing Washington of violating the agreement with its new sanctions. Now back to Syria. With regard to the ongoing battle against Islamic State, the Syrian Democratic Forces Alliance moved through the southern neighborhoods of Raqqa as the local U.S. coalition-backed forces continue their assault on the extreme Muslim militants in that area. Officials note, however, that the advance in the multi-phased Raqqa offensive are proceeding cautiously, as the Islamic State uses snipers, car bombs, and booby traps in their ongoing efforts to exert high losses from the SDF forces. The SDF fighters say they are close to capturing the old neighborhoods of Raqqa, however, from the Islamic State, but added that full liberation of the city may take several months.
والله حسب التوقعات احتمال يوصل ل 3 شهور 4 شهور يوصل التحرير الكامل يعني. أما بالنسبة للرقة القديمة فما باقي شيء زيادة يعني. تقريبا 65% تقريبا محررة الرقة القديمة.
Backed by airstrikes and coalition special forces, units of the SDF, an alliance dominated by the Kurdish YPG militia, encircled Islamic State militants in the southern districts of Raqqa last week and have been fighting since June to clear the extreme Muslim group from its de facto capital in Syria. The U.S. coalition and its allies declared on several occasions that they are taking all necessary measures to avoid civilian casualties, although the United Nations reported coalition airstrikes have already killed at least 300 civilians in Raqqa since the month of March. Now to Washington, where U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson called out the Islamic State as one of the greatest offenders of religious freedom, saying the extreme Muslim group was clearly responsible for genocide against Yazidis, Christians, and Shiite Muslims. The American top diplomat made his remarks while presenting the International Religious Freedom Report for 2016. The annual report to the United States Congress details the current status of religious freedom in nearly 200 countries and territories. The report indicates that the most victims of religious violence and persecution across the Middle East, as well as North Africa and Pakistan, are Christians, with another report by the US-based Open Doors advocacy group pointing to an estimated casualty number of more than 300 Christians murdered for their faith every month. Thank you for watching us. Keep praying for the peace of Israel and the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Jonathan Hassan. Have an Erev Tov, and we will see you again tomorrow at the same time.
In order to donate to TV7 Israel News, please follow these simple steps. First, press the Donate logo located at the bottom left side of TV7 Israel News Facebook page, or on the Donate tab at the head of the page. Then insert the amount you'd like to donate, and fill in your credit card information. Just like this. And press Review Donation and continue. After reviewing your donation details, please press Donate to finalize your donation. That's it! Your donation is now complete, and an email with your donation details has been sent to your email address. You can also print your donation receipt by pressing the link here. Thank you for supporting TV7 Israel News.